While NATO fighter pilots typically log between 180 to 240 flight hours per year, their Russian counterparts have historically managed less than half that amount. This disparity in training has serious consequences. Russian pilots often lack the muscle memory, reflexes, and combat intuition required to perform effectively in high-pressure air combat scenarios. And the situation has only gotten worse. With mounting losses of experienced aviators, Russia has been forced to accelerate its training pipeline, cutting the fighter pilot program from 5 years to less than 2. According to Ukrainian intelligence, flight hours have also been drastically reduced, further degrading the quality of new pilots. These rushed replacements lack the experience to compete in contested skies. In response to growing attrition and limited aerial effectiveness, Russia has adapted its tactics, with mixed results. One of the most significant changes has been the widespread deployment of glide bombs as its primary air-to-ground weapon. These are not high-tech missiles. Glide bombs are relatively simple munitions, standard gravity bombs outfitted with wings and basic guidance systems. Yet they offer a key advantage. They allow Russian aircraft to attack targets from 30 to 50 miles away, keeping them outside the effective range of most Ukrainian air defenses. As early as August 2023, glide bombs became Russia's weapon of choice. Dozens were launched daily across the front lines. The tactic trades precision for safety. While modern precision-guided weapons can strike within meters of their targets, glide bombs often miss by dozens or even hundreds of meters. To compensate, Russia relies on sheer volume, dropping multiple bombs per target. Between 2023 and 2024, Russia increased the rate of glide bomb use by a factor of 16. Whether out of necessity or efficiency, the weapon has become central to Russia's strategy, even though projections suggest that at current rates, it would take over a century to reclaim occupied Ukrainian territory this way. In parallel, Russia has begun reactivating older aircraft. Satellite imagery confirms that since October 2022, dozens of Soviet-era Su-24 bombers and MiG-29 fighters have been brought out of storage. These jets may lack modern capabilities, but they're easier to maintain using domestic parts, and crucially, they can still launch glide bombs. In perhaps the clearest sign of resource exhaustion, Russia has restarted production of the A-50 airborne early warning aircraft, a platform dating back to the Soviet Union. Though technologically outdated compared to Western AWACS aircraft, the A-50 can be built using entirely Russian-made components, sidestepping Western sanctions. Together, these adaptations allow Russia to continue air operations, but they come at a cost.
What was once seen as a modern, precision-strike air force has devolved into a force reliant on quantity over quality, lobbing bombs from a distance instead of engaging in coordinated air campaigns. But Russia isn't alone in facing challenges. Ukraine's air force, already smaller than Russia's before the war, has also sustained heavy losses. Though official numbers are rarely disclosed, independent analysts estimate that Ukraine has lost at least 70 combat aircraft since the war began in February 2022. However, unlike Russia, Ukraine has received significant Western support. This includes over 80 US-built F-16 fighters and 6 French Mirage 2000s, with more expected in 2025. But these reinforcements face limitations. The total number remains well below wartime requirements, and pilot training is still a major bottleneck. Learning to operate advanced Western jets like the F-16 isn't something that can be mastered in a few months. It takes years to become fully combat proficient, and maintaining these complex aircraft under war zone conditions is equally challenging. Remember those reports about F-16s having shortened operational lifespans in combat zones? That's directly relevant in Ukraine, where many of the donated jets were already nearing the end of their service lives. Now they're flying daily sorties in high-stress environments, accelerating wear and tear on both machines and crews. Still, Ukraine has shown greater adaptability, drawing on NATO training and first-hand battlefield experience. Ukrainian pilots have developed low-altitude tactics and creative doctrines that have enabled them to conduct precision strikes, avoid detection, and even achieve localized air superiority. In fact, Ukraine has conducted multiple successful incursions into Russian-held territory, made possible by tactical air advantages in certain sectors. But beyond the immediate battlefield, Russia's aerial struggles raise deeper questions about the future of air power in modern warfare. For decades, military doctrine emphasized the importance of air superiority as a prerequisite for success. From the Gulf War to Afghanistan, the US dominated from the skies. Yet, in Ukraine, dense, layered air defenses have challenged this assumption. Systems like the S-300, S-400 Buk M1, and various short-range man-pads create a formidable network that makes traditional air operations extraordinarily risky and expensive. Even a numerically superior air force like Russia's has struggled to operate freely.
It's also a sobering reminder that air dominance does not guarantee strategic victory. Even when American jets could strike targets at will in Iraq or Afghanistan, that didn't automatically translate into control on the ground or success in achieving political goals. So what does the future of air power look like? Traditional metrics, fleet size, pilot hours, budget, still matter, but they no longer tell the whole story. Against enemies with robust, mobile, and overlapping defense systems, survival may depend more on drones, standoff weapons, and air defense suppression tactics than on old-school dogfighting. For NATO planners, this war offers a critical case study. If a supposedly second-ranked air force like Russia's can be blunted by a smaller neighbor with Western support, then existing doctrines and procurement strategies may need serious revision. That doesn't mean fighter jets are obsolete, but it does suggest that their role is evolving, away from direct battlefield engagement and toward mission-specific tasks like electronic warfare. ISR, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and precision strikes using long-range weapons. Russia's reliance on glide bombs could become a blueprint for future air strategies, trading surgical precision for survivability and scale. It's a grim, inefficient, but undeniably effective form of 21st century air warfare. What do you think? Are Russia's aerial setbacks a sign of shifting military doctrine? Are traditional fighter jets losing relevance in the age of drones and digital warfare? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.